Ready for some good news?
We are too.
Here's your positive difference story of the day.
All right. 10 years ago, last week, it was December 5th, and Kimberly was stopped by an officer. And she says it changed her life. It's changed his life, too. So here's what happened. Back on December 5th, Kimberly was basically in a really hard time, struggling with alcohol. It was just a lot of her life. And she had been drinking. Overnight happened. She thought she was in a place where she could drive, but that morning she was not. And so she went out, and she was driving, and that's when Sergeant Brett Lee pulled her over. She was speeding. She had failed to signal, and he said it quickly became clear that she was still impaired. It was her second violation in 16 months, and she said it was a big wake-up call. Just 3 days later, she entered rehab, and 1 year after her arrest, she showed back up at that police station and asked for Sergeant Brett Lee and handed him a thank you card a year after that had all gone down. But that has now turned into a yearly gesture. Every year she shows up on December 5th and hands him a thank you card.
Wow.
Handwritten, thankful for things like she was able to see her grandkid be born. She was able to attend graduations, things that she's not so sure she would have ever been able to experience on the path that she was headed. And this past December 5th, she handed him the 10th thank you card.
Wow.
10 years of sobriety. Is that not just awesome?
It's incredible. Because typically people would be upset. You pulled me over. Like, why are you doing this to me? And it's like, no. It saved your life.
Exactly. Yep. And a fun little twist to the celebration this time. Not only did she get to hand him a thank you card, she was there to present a Distinguished Service Medallion in front of 170 other officers and state troopers as they honored Sergeant Lee.
Wow.
That's so good.
Is that not cool?
Yes.
We talk about that idea that God can really work all things together for good, like things that we don't know at the time are absolutely for our good.
It's so good.
Isn't that awesome? That is our positive difference story of the day.
The KLRC Morning Show.
90.9 KLRC. The positive difference.
Morning.
Good morning. We're here, and it is December.
Right.
Like, well into December.
It is the Christmas season, most wonderful time of the year, until all the expectations don't come true.
Can I just say, though, it's a really good, at least personally, because, Mark, I know you've got it mostly figured out.
Sure.
To start this month, because we're still a little early on, by having a conversation with you specifically, Dr. Rosemary, to help level set and really just clear the noise.
Yes.
And really, Becky, this is what matters. Because I feel like you speak into me whenever you're speaking. I
love being here. And maybe it's because I've just got a few more decades than you of experience. So I don't know if I know that much more. I've just had a lot more experience. But
we want to tap into that wisdom because I know this, especially as we get closer and closer to Christmas, more family time, more time with just any relational connection, it can get really messy because for a lot of us, we have these ideas, maybe dreams even of how we want this season to be. And then reality hits and we realize it exposes we've got expectations that then lead to disappointments.
Yeah. Right.
And then you're like, I don't want this to be the most disappointing time of the year. like how do we deal with that?
Yeah, well, it's often called the expectation gap, right? Where we have this gap between the way we think things should be or hope things should be. And that may be based on traditions. Maybe it's based more on kind of just a really strong hope. I love Christmas. I love being with my family. Some of that came out of a childhood where Christmas wasn't a big deal. And I always wanted it to be more. And so I know that I project that on my family. When we had little kids and teenagers, I could control that. I now have 3 adult children, one of who's married, have my first grandbaby. This is my first year with a granddaughter. But I can't control them anymore. And so there is this gap of expectations. And I've really had to, this Christmas in particular, holding very loosely what I expect them to do and give to me, and realize that really I just have to, I can only control myself in this, and I can only control what I bring to the situation. And am I going to sit around being disappointed because things aren't done the way I maybe would have, or even the way I would like them to be? Or am I just going to enjoy the people that are there and let some of that other stuff kind of fall by the side if it doesn't happen?
Yeah, and I think that resonates so much for me because mine are little, and what are the traditions that I want to make sure we keep on going, and what happens whenever I'm not the one hosting the entire thing, right? And I don't want to be that person that comes into someone else's home and is like, well, we should do X, Y, and Z, because I've also recognized I'm not the greatest host. So release that control, Becky, and know that the time that we get to spend with others isn't going to be forever.
Right.
You might have some more time later, and that'll be fine, because really, ultimately, I hope that what the children remember is the emotions that came with the days versus the stuff and all the prepping and all the things that, do they really matter?
Right.
So.
Yeah. And there's kind of this mixture of it. I think we do sometimes, as women in particular, we will dismiss what we're feeling, like, oh, that doesn't matter, and yet we're still feeling it, or we amplify it, that it has to be this way. And either one of those kind of end up being ditches, rather just being able to acknowledge that this, I would really like this to happen. And if it's really important, then let's say it's really important to us. Again, holding it loosely, because you can't force the other person to do that. We're in a situation, this is our year that we were actually all supposed to be together as a family. And there's one of the kids made a decision to not be there for a lot of good reasons. But I'm kind of, but we were supposed to be together, right? And they talked to me and they said, are you going to be okay, Mom? And I'm like, two things. I am really disappointed, and I'm going to be okay.
That's really good.
Just owning that and speaking into that.
Yeah,
too.
and that those two things can actually coexist.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
The KLRC Morning Show.
90.9 KLRC.
Joining us this morning around the breakfast table, our friend Dr. Rosemary from the Center for Healthy Relationships here at John Brown University. We're into the holiday season. That can make some interesting relational dynamics.
It does.
Unless you hide yourself in a cave for the next month, which probably is not the way to celebrate.
Well, it could.
Holidays.
I mean, that is always an option, but we depending on what the rest of your family is like, that might be good or not.
That's true. Yes, or the closet.
I remember COVID and being very grateful that year.
Hey, it's a little bit simpler right now.
Yes.
So we're trying to find a little balance of, maybe not isolation. Also, how do we deal with expectations in relationships, which can lead to disappointment, especially if we've got built in these ideas of how things should be. And so often, they're our own ideas, like self-imposed expectations. We kind of experienced this in a fresh way over Thanksgiving, where we intentionally changed the whole thing up and did a Thanksgiving Eve with extended family, so we could really simplify Thanksgiving Day, and kind of did the maybe we don't have to make the feast, and maybe we don't have to check all these boxes. Yeah. And also, I think I exposed in my own heart how many expectations I had that could then lead to disappointments because stuff's not going to play out the way Mark wants all the time. So I'm curious, what do you say to people who are like, man, how do I approach the holiday season without putting all this self-imposed pressure that we can do?
Well, I think sometimes just take it, like you said, take a look at what's really important. And I appreciate you brought up COVID, because I think one of the things we all experienced there is there were things that we all held very tightly that we couldn't do. We didn't have control over that. And yet we all made it through it.
We did.
And I remember that Christmas. That was the first Christmas that just my husband and I were together, because our kids were all scattered all over the place. We had a son in Australia that we couldn't get into, even if we, broke the bank. We weren't getting in to see that person in Australia. And there was just all these different confines around us. And yet I remember that day being this choice of, I am really sad that we're not together, but I'm okay.
Yeah.
And that really taking a look at what do we actually really need this year, and maybe it's rest, right? And so if we give into those expectations, I've got to have the 5 side dishes with the 25-pound turkey, and I'm exhausted. Well, are people going to remember the 25-pound turkey? Or are they going to remember that I was really snappy at them because I was so exhausted?
Right.
And so just, maybe stepping back and saying, what is it that I really need? What can I bring both for myself, but also for the people around me? Just having eyes to see the need and not just because it's a tradition.
Mm-hmm. It's really, really good.
I'm watching this play out in my head as I'm hearing you speak. So that's why I'm looking at you with like big eyes, because I could see it happening. And so much of it is, I think I realized if I was hosting, then I had to be the one doing the cooking.
Yeah.
And then for Thanksgiving, I realized if my husband wants to host, that's great, but he's going to have to be in the kitchen with me.
Yeah.
And are you okay with that? And if not, then we need to find another alternative, because then I'm just not a good version of myself.
Yeah.
And then I don't show up well for anybody else.
Yeah.
So, but that came with my own self-realization of what was going on internally, unrealistic expectations, and what we needed to do going forward to make it more pleasant for everyone.
As you're talking, I'm thinking about a story back. My daughter was 12 or 13 at the time, and we were having company. It wasn't necessarily at a holiday time, but we were having company, and so, I delegated all the jobs, and she was on to dust. And she was kind of grumbling about it, and I remember coming into the kitchen. I was in a flurry, and I was on high amps at that point to get everything ready, make sure everybody was doing what they were supposed to be doing. And she comes and she goes, Mom, I have a question. If this house is clean enough for us to live in, why is it not good enough for company?
Wow.
And there was, you know what? There's a point there, actually, right? There was this projection of everything is fine. We've got everything in order. Everything's where it's supposed to be, which symbolically was a lot more than there was no dust on the dining room table, right?
Wow.
And that has stuck with me. What am I trying to project? What kind of my life looks like in the way we put on and do things at Christmas. That's you can't make a blanket statement on that, because we all love to host and make things nice, but just kind of check our hearts in that. And that's because then we can also have that attitude. I put so much work into this and nobody is appreciating it. And again, check our spirit, that we would have a spirit of humility and joy in this season.
Oh, that's so good. Thanks, Dr. Rosemary.
Thank you.
The KLRC Morning Show.
90.9 KLRC.
Mark, Becky, Dr. Rosemary has been hanging out with us this morning from the Center for Healthy Relationships here at John Brown University. We talked about the holiday season. It can have a lot of expectations, which means there can be a lot of disappointment, right? Because if we're not careful, maybe we're even the ones creating those expectations. And we don't necessarily want to live in disappointment, but I was just thinking too, sometimes it's unavoidable.
It is.
Like some of those disappointments are not because of expectations that just are unhealthy, but they may just be realities of like, well, I was hoping I would feel well, and now there's a health situation going on, or we thought financially we'd be in this place, and there's a job loss that popped up this year, or whatever it might be. Those are just disappointments outside of our control.
And they often are exacerbated at Christmas time. It's almost like the holiday season is like a magnifying glass on those. And so we have to deal with them in maybe a different way, a more profound way.
Yeah, so help us with that, because for some, the answer is not try to avoid disappointment. The disappointment's it's there because things are just not as maybe they should be, or you would wish they would be. But at the same time, doesn't mean it has to just black cloud darken the whole season for us. How do we do that?
Yeah, I remember somebody saying to me, it was actually when we were moving here to Salem Springs, and so leaving a community where we were well established. So a lot of grief, a lot of loss with that. And I said to this person, I'm really excited about going, but I'm sad about leaving. And that person suggested that I replace the word but with and. And I've thought about that in this season as well. Like there's disappointments. Our daughter's not going to be able to be with us for Christmas. This was the year we were all supposed to be together. It's been 6 years since we were together, on and on. And I'm choosing to say, I am disappointed that that's not happening, and I'm going to be okay. So not a but. That really this holding of two seemingly contradictory things can be held at the same time. And that's one of the complexities of being a human. We can do that. I think we often forget that. And so maybe it's we don't have as much financial resources this Christmas as we thought we had. And then you fill it in. So it's like you can hold those tough things and be okay and be joyful.
Yeah, I was just going to say that sounds like the definition of joy. That's the difference of happiness, right? No, everything's right and good and perfect versus, even in the midst, I can find joy.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was reminded yesterday around the word joy. In Scripture, it's often that we're told to rejoice. And as I thought about that, I wonder if that means that it's like a refill, like a rejoy, be filled up again with joy. Joy is a fruit of the Spirit. The joy of the Lord is my strength. So joy comes from Him. And so it's like being refilled with the joy, asking the Spirit, okay, your mercies are new every morning. This morning, I need joy. This morning, fill up my cup again with joy. My cup overflows. So it's a refilling of joy. And I think that's, if we could kind of move into this season, just doesn't matter what our circumstances are, asking, may my joy be refilled, rejoice every day.
It's good.
It's so good.
I'm just in awe.
Yeah. Thanks, Dr. Rosemary.
Thank you.
And Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
The KLRC Morning Show.
90.9 KLRC.
Okay, can I do a little humble brag? Mm-hmm. I finally did it yesterday.
What?
It's been like 2 months of trying. So I got this fancy little ring contraption gifted to me.
Yeah.
And it helps you track your sleep and exercise and all, biometric stuff, all that stuff. And it's got this daily goal of how many calories you're supposed to burn, like exercising or whatever. And I have yet to hit the daily mark.
Okay.
Do they make it really hard?
And the worst thing is if you get better sleep, then the number goes higher. And I'm like, come on. I should get rewarded for sleeping well. But yesterday, first time, I nailed it. I surpassed it. Now, it took literally, I did a HIIT workout. I lifted at the gym and went on a 2-mile walk with my wife last night.
Oh, wow. I thought you were going to say you did 5 sit-ups.
No.
Okay.
I mean, what kind of the HIIT workout? I got some in there.
Okay.
And I was like, this is crazy. Do you people know how old I am? You think I'm going to do this that much all the time?
Yeah.
So I started researching a little bit, like what should be realistic expectations. And I found this thing from the Mayo Clinic. I was like, okay, well, they should know. Like they're the experts.
Right.
They had a thing of, based on your age, how many push-ups you should be able to do.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Ross, what is yours? Is that yours? Oh, you would be, okay, 28?
Oh, 28?
Based on your age, you should be able to do 28 push-ups.
Goodness.
How many do you think
Can you
you're
do
gonna
28 push-ups?
He said easy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
28?
Can you do 30?
Yeah. Push-ups?
How many do you think
Are
you
we
can
talking
do?
about the clapping kind where you jump and then you clap and then you go back down?
Ross,
No, just
stop.
like, how about just regular
Just a basic
such a
push-up.
show off.
Oh, man.
How many push-ups do you think you can do?
I mean,
Like before you give up?
I would probably beat myself up if I couldn't do 50.
Okay.
Are we
I'm gonna
moving
have
on?
to see to believe it.
How many do you guys think y'all can do?
Here's from my age group, which is basically late 40s, early 50s. It says 16. I'm like,
Oh, you got that, Mark.
I need like a doctor's note of approval before I do this. No.
How about, we can do it like the dudes do it at the gym. I'll stand over you and, you got this, Mark!
I'm going
One
to
more.
advise against that. That does not sound psychologically safe.
All right. They do have numbers for women
They
if you want to
do.
jump in, Becky.
In the 30s. So I should be able to do 13 to 19 push-ups.
Do you think you can do it?
I mean, for maybe the regular person, probably. But according to my husband, who's a Marine, probably not.
That's true. Becky's married to a Marine. Yeah, none of our
that's
push-ups
not a
count for
push-up.
anybody.
The KLRC Morning Show.
90.9 KLRC. The positive difference.
Happy birthday!
Let's go! 1, 2, 3, go! H-A-P-P-Y, B-R-T-X-D-A-Y.
proud of you, Mark.
Birthday.
You have rhythm now.
Okay, that's pretty generous, but I'll take it today. All right, it's time for the Marketplace Grill Birthday Bash.
Happy birthday to Cody Wagner, turning 46 in Grove. Rebecca Elliott has a birthday in Pea Ridge. Kristen Ellis turning 35 in Tawnytown. Charles Cannon Aldridge is turning 11 in Springdale. Heidi Nash is in her early 70s in Fayetteville. Zaven Sanders turning 10 in Stillwell. And Gayla Sagert is turning 61 in Siloam.
All right, also happy birthday today to Brenda Sanders, Ashlyn Hansen in Lincoln, Samuel White in Springdale, James Berner in Stillwell, and Sarai Martinez. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Much better than I did. In Rogers. So, all right. The randomizers picked out a winner for us. We're going to see if we can get a hold of somebody this morning.
Hello.
Hi, good morning. Is this Kristen?
This is she.
Kristen, it's Mark, Becky, and Ross from the morning show at KLRC. Happy birthday!
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Kristen, you're the winner of our Marketplace Grill Birthday Bash.
No way.
Yes.
It's true.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think you got some excited kiddos in the background, too, huh?
That's my two boys. We're in the car line.
Oh, that's so fun.
Hey, Kristen.
You're radio right now.
Hey, you guys. I hope y'all are having a great mom's birthday today.
All right, so what are their names?
We've got Jerry and Jackson.
All right, you tell them hi for us and a shout out to those boys. That's awesome.
Thank you so much.
Kristen, is there something that you're most excited about today? Something you're looking forward to more than anything?
To be honest, spending time with family, and then I get to go and spend the day with my best friend.
Oh,
That's awesome.
I love that.
We love it. All right, well, have a wonderful birthday and enjoy a little trip to the Marketplace Grill on us, too, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a good day, everyone. Bye.
Oh, bye.